As I mentioned earlier, people in private practice are able to think strategically. And what I mean by that is that if a certain marketing area of marketing is not working, you need to be able to move to different forms of marketing yourself, of putting yourself out there. And that's all part of strategic thinking, some of the more detailed part of strategic thinking. But another big part of being in private practice, and this is a critical one, is you have to be intrinsically motivated. You know, when you're an employee, the work situation is set up for you in such a way that there's a lot of extrinsic motivation. That is, motivation from the outside, the structure of the workplace, as an example, the evaluation that you go through on a yearly basis is part of extrinsic motivation. You have a contract or a job description. That's all external to you. When you're in private practice, all of that has to come from inside of you or intrinsically, because nobody is holding you to that. So intrinsic motivation is very important. I've noticed over the years that good private practitioners tend to exude confidence when they're at a professional association meeting or with peers or speaking in front of a civic group. They have the tendency to have people believe that they can do what they're saying they can do. In other words, they're confident. Along with that is you need to be a person of high integrity. You need to do what you say you're going to do and only say those things that you can do. I remember some years ago an intern whose life was just not a life of integrity, and he would come in, and back in those days we all wore ties, but his tie would be crooked, and he was disheveled, and he rushed in late, 2-3 minutes late for appointments. He just did not display a life of integrity, and sadly enough, he had some real ethical problems and had to be let go, and probably never finished his internship anywhere. So high integrity is very important. And then finally, you need to be able to reinvent yourself over time, because the things you're doing today that work may not work next year.